All right, ladies and gentlemen, today's lesson is filling and wrapping 4.2. It involves cones, cylinders, pyramids, and cubes. Your lesson today is page 50 through 52, A through E. You're going to be doing ACE problems 9 through 16, 28, 33, and 37. Your learning target for today is I can find the volume of a pyramid and a cone. All right, so here we're going to start with cones. And here's how cones work out. We take the volume of a cylinder, and then we divide by 3. Okay, so to get the volume of a cone, we treat a cone as though it were a cylinder, and then we divide the thing by 3. Or we can do 1 divided by 3 first. But the formula is 1/3 of pi r squared times the height. So let's go ahead and make sure we get this formula written down really well, and we also have a good example, and we'll do the example now. Here I've got a cone with a radius, of 3 inches. It is 5 inches tall, and we want to find its volume. How much can it hold? So using my calculator and the commutative property, I'm going to do 1 divided by 3 times 3.14, remember that's pi, times 3 times 3, which handles the radius squared, times the height, which is 5. When I put that into a calculator, 1 divided by 3 times 3.14 times 3 times 3 times 5, I get a volume of 47.1 roughly inches cubed. Now if you get something a little bit different than me, maybe it's because you use the pi function, maybe it's because you rounded in a different place than me, but that's the answer that we get. Alright, for our next trick, we're going to do pyramids. Now the volume of a pyramid is also got that 1/3 thing, but a pyramid is treated like 1/3 of a prism of the same size. So basically you just find the area of the prism, or the volume of the prism, and then divide by 3. So that's pretty simple. I've got a width here of 3, a length of 2, and a height of 5. So I do 3 times 2 times 5. Oh, I should do the 1 divided by 3 first. 1 divided by 3 times 2, 3 times 2 times 5. So if I do 1 divided by 3 times 3 times 2 times 5, I get roughly 9.99, repeating. Yeah, let's just make that 10 inches cubed. Not too shabby. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the 2 super important formulas that you need to get down. As your activity, Mr. Briggs has a couple of shapes that he has borrowed from from the 8th grade math teacher, Mr. Olson, and he has these shapes. They're made out of plastic, and your goal is to take the one of the pyramid, fill it up full of water, and pour it into the prism that has pretty much the same dimensions. Then fill up the cone with water and pour it into the cylinder with the same dimensions. That will test it, and that will show you that basically they only fill up about 1/3. And your coursework today takes place on page 4.2, cone, cylinders, pyramids, and cubes, and it's going to be on page 50 through 52, A through E, and your ACE homework is 9 through 16, 28, 33, and 37. Have fun.